and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah and this is Jar of Fireflies. Here I make videos all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 4. And today, Passover has just ended. That's right, Passover has just ended last night. It's the next morning now. It's about 9 a.m. and I have to say I have made a lot of progress so far as switching the kitchen back to the way that it was. All right, I made a game day decision this morning. In the past, I've always repacked our plates for Passover into their original boxes. This year, I made an executive decision. I moved all the Passover dishes, all of our Pesach stuff from our linen closet in the hallway, and I'm keeping it on the top shelf of our pantry instead. And so instead of boxing all of the dishes up, which takes a lot of time to box and unbox these dishes, I just put them in stacks on the counters, on the shelves, not counters, on the shelves. And it's awesome. It was so much easier. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Yes, they will probably get dusty and that is okay. I will probably end up putting a sheet over that stuff just so it doesn't get all dusty and stuff under there and then call it a day. So that's pretty fantastic. Off camera, I finished moving up like the Passover water urn and our Passover crock pot and things like that, which, you know, we have not used our Passover crock pot in like 2 years, so I don't even know if we really need one, but I guess we have it for now. Okay, I wanted to follow up on a question from my last video that I did before Passover. Apparently I did not explain very well or possibly at all about selling chametz. Okay. I know I've gone over this in a lot of my older videos, but not necessarily all of y'all have been here for years. So I'm just gonna real quick go over that again. And I also lost that footage in my last video, so it could have been in there and I may have just thought that I did it, but it was cut out because it wasn't, the footage was gone. Anyways, okay. Chametz, first of all, let's define chametz. Chametz is basically leavened bread. So anything like bread, you know, like sandwich bread or cookies, crackers, a lot of cereals, stuff like that, we cannot consume on Passover. We also cannot even own it on Passover. And this is why we sell some of our food. We just shut the door of our pantry and we sold our whole pantry. That means I don't have to clean any of that for Passover. I don't have to get rid of it all in the sense of like, I don't have to eat it all or throw it in the garbage or something like that, very wasteful. What I do is I sell it and then I buy it back after Passover is over. So that way there's no waste or anything like that. And we're not having to just try to eat everything before Passover. Okay, so anyways, how do we sell our food for Passover? Our community rabbi takes care of all of that for us. There is literally a contract that is signed. So my husband took care of this with the rabbi for us, but basically my husband goes and signs this contract. The rabbi is like facilitating all of this for the entire community, and then everything is sold to a non-Jew for some amount of money. Yes, money does in fact exchange hands, and this contract is lined out that we will repurchase it after Passover. Okay, does this mean that this non-Jew could come over and eat the food that they now own in my house? Yes, absolutely. Has that ever happened? To my knowledge, no. Okay, so that's basically it. So our stuff was sold before Passover, and then last night at about 9:30, we received word that our food had been purchased back and it was now ours to use. Now, had I just gone into the pantry and like pulled out a cookie and eaten it before we purchased back our food, that would have been stealing. So we can't do that. I just didn't even open the pantry until after we received word that the food was ours again. Okay, what else? Sourdough starter. Look at it, she lived. I fed her last night and look, see, she got bigger. I didn't use a whole lot of starter to get her going. She was super hungry, but she bubbled up and she got bigger. So I'm happy, and I think in a couple of days she'll be back to normal. And I'll be able to make sourdough bread probably next week. I'm gonna bake regular challah tomorrow. We have a tradition to bake a challah in the shape of a key, and this is supposed to be like a segula, which is like a kind of like a good luck thing for parnasa, which is income. So we're doing that tomorrow. I'm gonna bake challah in the shape of the key. You know what, maybe I'll tack that onto this video just so you guys can see. Anyways, all right, so what else? Oh my gosh, I feel like that's about it. I've just been in here working all morning on getting everything put away that's for Passover and putting things out of the pantry that are not for Passover. Last night, I pretty much just washed the dishes from our meal that afternoon and fed the sourdough starter after I received word that it was mine again, and made some overnight oats for my breakfast because that would have been chametz for sure. So I put those together for myself and put that in the fridge. So I had breakfast this morning because yeah, we're not cooking. The kids woke up, they're like, we want to make egg sandwiches. And I was like, we're not cooking until I finish swapping out all the pots and pans. I do not want to get confused. So I got most everything up there in the pantry. Here's what that looks like. And I kind of got this one little corner put back together for the most part, but the rest of the kitchen is still super in flux. There's still a lot of really random things in the pantry that I need to pull out, put back on the shelves, sort that stuff out, and just kind of put the house back together. Yeah, I did pull out some bread from the freezer that we could use for sandwiches that we had sold over Passover. Just so we'd have something for today. Okay, so now I'm just gonna kind of pause from the filming so I can really just focus on getting all of this work done. All the kids are awake now, so there's just a lot more going on around here, and I wanna try to get this done as quickly as possible. My house cleaner's coming this afternoon, which is amazing. It's really nice that it just happened to work out that the day she comes is the day after Passover, because she is gonna clean all this up, but that means that I have to get all of this stuff kind of put up and away before she gets here. So the house should be put back together by tonight, which is so exciting. And while she's here, we're gonna go to Costco this afternoon to pick up, well, we're out of some random stuff like diapers, but I also wanna get, some more bread, some more tortillas. There's some oat snacks that my kids love. Those little, what are they called? Granola minis, the little oat ball things. They love them. And I don't know, we're just gonna see what else we can see. We're just gonna go to Costco and go shopping because we gotta restock on some stuff. I've not made my Costco list yet. I should probably do that before I go so things don't get out of hand. All right, so anyways, that's where we are. I'll kind of take you along for a bit here and there today. Not a ton, probably, because it's gonna be busy. And then yeah, I think we'll include some baking of challah in the shape of a key tomorrow, so you guys can just kind of see what that looks like, because that's just like a post-Passover thing. Oh, Mimouna. Okay, sorry. Mimouna is a Moroccan celebration, and my husband is Moroccan, so we are a Moroccan family, and we celebrate Moroccan tradition. So Mimouna is a Moroccan tradition that after Passover, we eat certain foods and have a party, and it's what we do right after Passover to eat chametz again. Okay. Last year, we went to a really fun Mimouna party that my friend threw. I have a video about that and kind of all about Mimouna. I will link to that in the description box below, so go down there and click that. But I did not go last night. It was a big debate whether or not my friend was gonna do it this year, and I was like, well, if you don't do it, I'll do it. Then we were both like, oh, it's so much work. I don't know if we can handle it. I ended up going to bed last night. My friend did end up doing it, but like super small, not so much of a party, but more of a small get together. And my husband ended up going, and he did bring me back some moufletta. So this is the moufletta. It's like, I don't know, it's not like a tortilla, it's more of a dessert. It's really oily, and there is honey inside, so my hands are all sticky now. And my kids want some. And so they are here, and they are, you guys want that? I ate last night, but I saved one for the kids for this morning. So they are now eating that, and yay, Mimouna. But check out that video if you want to hear all about that cool Moroccan Jewish tradition that we do. Okay, now I'm gonna go finish working on the kitchen and all of that stuff. So, okay, stay tuned. More to come. I don't know what it is yet, but more to come. Okay, so much laundry to do, by the way, today, because we don't do laundry during the Passover holiday, so that is 8 days of no laundry. There's a lot of exceptions to this, especially when you have kids, so it is definitely not as bad as it sounds, but there is still a lot of laundry to do today. I'll be probably doing laundry most of the day, and that is okay. I wanted to share something that I thought was pretty clever. All right, so we buy these sippie cups for the kids, and we did get new ones for Passover. So they come in these sets of like different colors, and so normally I set them up like this, where it's like all the same color, because that obviously makes sense to me, right? So for Passover, what I did is I made them all not match. So now that Passover's over and I'm putting my kitchen back together and I'm finding sippy cups all over the house, these are our Passover ones. They're going in this thing so they can be washed before they are put away, and then when I find these, I can just put them up in a cabinet and go ahead and have baby Firefly start using those, because he's already started eating the chametz, so we don't want him using the other ones anymore. So I've gathered them all up there here in the sink. Here's what we got the rest of the year. And I just felt like that was really clever, and I thought that I'd share in case that helps anybody else, because it certainly helped me. All right, I'm gonna get back to it. Hi friends, I'm going to take this moment here while I am putting my kitchen back together to ask you to please hit that like button on this video. It helps my channel out a lot and lets me know what kinds of videos you guys like to see. And while you're at it, go ahead and drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think so far and just how your day is going. Let's get that conversation started. And last but not least, please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so that you get all of your notifications. I would absolutely love to see you here again, and it sounds like baby Firefly would too. Right, so we are now in the car. We are about to head out to Costco. Just waiting for the other kids to come out in the car too. And we're gonna pick up what we need there. The kitchen is pretty much done, which is amazing. The housekeeper's here. So now when I come home, everything will be clean and beautiful. And there's really just like one box of stuff that I have to put back together, and that should be it. Okay, so that's where we are right now. Let's go to Costco and buy a few things. Okay, so we are leaving Costco right now. I completely forgot to film while I was inside, but yeah, we stocked up on a few things. It was not too crazy of a trip, which was great. Mostly a lot of snacks that the kids wanted to pick out, because even though we didn't like eat everything in our pantry, we did, you know, pare it down and not go to the grocery store for a couple weeks there before Passover started. So, all right, and I was like diapers and stuff like that. So anyways, we're headed home, and yeah, that's where we're at now. So let's go home and see how things look. Okay, so we are home from Costco now. I've got to put all of this stuff away, and then I'm going to make the kids some lunch. I think I'm going to stop filming now for today, but I'll pop on tomorrow, so don't go anywhere. This video's not over yet. And show you guys the quiche challah and talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. And we'll just include all that here together. But before I do close here today, here's what I have left to do. And here's what the cabinets are looking like. So I actually love how organized everything looks right now. I think it's actually kind of handy to pull everything out of the cabinets once a year and put it all back. Okay, so that's where we're at now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow when I'm making the key-shaped challah. Okay, you guys, it is Friday now, and I am spending the day getting ready for Shabbat and things like that. And I wanted to pop on and show you what the key challah looked like, because I did make that last night. So bear with me now, because I've got a story time for you. But first, here is the challah. So last night I had some of the middle school girls from the neighborhood come over, and we all made this key challah together. I made the dough, and then they came over, they shaped it, we baked it, we just like hung out, talked about Pesach, Passover, different things, and then they took their bread home with them. It was super duper fun. Okay, now it's time for the story time. Okay, so the reason that I didn't film the making of the challah and all of that last night is because I got home way too late to do that. So yesterday afternoon, I took my kids to the park to meet up with a bunch of our homeschool friends, and we just play, and the moms hang out. It's just super fun. It's awesome. We love it. Okay, where we were in this park, 'cause this is like a large nature preserve place. So let me just set the scene for you guys. We park in the parking lot. A lot of people use this parking lot because there's bike trails and all kind of things around this park. So not all of the cars that are in the parking lot are like where we are at the park. Anyways, we park in the parking lot, then we walk down about, I don't know, 25, 30 yards, and then we turn off the bike path down a different path that goes to a big pavilion, maybe 75 yards down. And then there's this big pavilion and a large open space next to woods and things like that. And that's where we meet up and play. So we can be under the pavilion, and there's still the fields, stuff for the kids to play. All right, so we are all packing up to go, and then one of the moms, she had to like kind of jet out of there because she had to get her kids to the next place they needed to go or whatever. She had something she needed to get to, so she had to get going. So she took her two kids and went out. They got to the parking lot, they get in their car. We can't see them. The parking lot is not visible from where we are. But basically, she leaves, we're all packing up, we're all about to head out to the parking lot, and she calls us, she's like, don't go to the parking lot. She put her kids in the car. She's getting ready to go, or her kids got in the car. Her kids are not like babies. They're not like toddlers. Her kids got in the car by themselves. But they get in the car, and this woman comes over and tries to get into their vehicle. She tries to force herself into their vehicle. My friend manages to get away. She calls 911, and that's basically all that we know. So we're like, this is not cool. We're just a bunch of moms, and we've got babies and toddlers in our group. It's not like we're all teenagers. We have those too. But still, you know, I have a toddler. Okay. So we're like, all right then. So I go ahead and I call the police because I want to make sure that they are en route, because I'm not going out to the parking lot if there's people in there trying to force themselves into people's vehicles. Not a chance. Okay. So I'm on the phone with the 911 dispatcher, and they didn't have a description from my friend. Like, she looked up that one to that call. She did get a call. She said the police were en route, but they didn't have a description of the suspects. Okay, so I'm on the phone with the 911 dispatcher, and they need a description. So we gather all of the kids into the pavilion with us, and we literally have them like in a group on the ground in front of us, and some of the teenagers are like leading a game, and the moms are kind of like, we had like a formation going on, right? Because we don't know if these people might come our direction next. We don't know a lot of information here. We don't know a lot. Okay, so my friend gets on the phone with her husband. Her husband was in the parking lot because he was going to be driving them home. He also had their toddler in the car with him. She's on the phone with him, and he's telling us that this woman is now trying to break into his vehicle that he is inside of with their toddler, and she's trying to grab at the toddler. Yeah. So I'm on the phone with the 911 dispatcher. I'm relaying all of this information to them. We're getting pictures texted to us of their vehicle, their license plate number, so I'm able to give the license plate number and the make and model of the vehicle and the color, etc., to the 911 dispatcher. We get pictures from him of the the two people, because it was a man and a woman, there were two people there. So danger, danger. And I'm able to give a description of the two individuals to the police because the police didn't know. They didn't have a description. All they knew was like a very basic description of like a woman with curly hair. Not a great description. They needed more information than that. So I was able to then, from the photos, relay over the information of exactly what the two individuals were wearing and all of the car information. Okay. The police were very quick to show up, which was very nice. The police show up. We start, at that point, walking down. There was like a short debate of we don't want to get in the police's way. And I was like, we don't need to get in the police's way, but I want to make sure the police don't leave and these people potentially could still be there. I mean, I don't know what the situation is, but I'm not going in the parking lot without a police escort at this point. So we go ahead and walk down that like 75 yards to where the turnoff is. From there, we can see the parking lot. So we're well out of the way. We're not getting in the way of the police or anything like that. There's like 4 or 5 police cars. There's a fire truck. There's an ambulance. They end up taking these two individuals away, and a few of the police officers remained in the parking lot. So at this point, one of the parents walked over to make sure that it was okay for us to go on. We weren't getting in the way of anything. The police said, sure, come on. So at this point, we were able to go ahead and walk over with our kids, get in our cars, and go home. But a lot of time had passed, and by the time that I got home, it was I had to like quickly throw the challah dough together, make food for my kids, make sure everybody was getting in the shower, set up for the event because I had the middle school girls over to bake the challah. There just was no time to film anything, but just that little bitty clip of the challah, because I was like, oh wait, I was supposed to film this. But yeah, super crazy day. And wow. I was hugging my kids a lot last night. And we had a lot of conversations last night about, like, I told my kids exactly what happened, you know, and because I want them to know, I mean, this is something that happened to their friends, to other kids their age. I want them to know what's going on. I want them to understand like how important it is that they listen to me, that they're not going off where I don't know where they are and things like that. They have a lot of free reign at the park, but we need to make sure like they're not going to the parking lot or anywhere that we cannot see them, that sort of thing. And there's just, yeah, we had a lot of conversations last night and a lot of hugs because I was just so very grateful that my kids were okay, that we were not out in that parking lot with those people, that nothing like that happened to us, where people trying to get into the vehicle. It was just it was a crazy situation. It was a really crazy situation, but I'm just so glad that everybody is okay and everything is fine. The police that we have here are so amazing. I was so happy how fast they came out and were able to take care of the situation. But that is why I didn't film. Okay, and so that is gonna be the end of this video because it's Friday and I gotta get ready for Shabbat now. But I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. A little crazy, not the way I thought this video would end, for sure. But thanks for watching. And with that, we are totally done. All right, I hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of your day and I will see you in my next upload.